Hi, I'm Doug Ferris from Solucore Elevator Consultants. I'm just in the process of measuring the height of these elevator push buttons to find out if these elevators meet the requirements for barrier-free accessibility. You do know about those requirements, don't you? If you don't, stay with me for a couple of minutes and I'll give you a brief introduction to accessibility. Appendix E is a very comprehensive document, and we're not going to attempt to cover all the requirements of Appendix E in this short video. However, let's take some of the items and just talk about them individually. Elevator requirements for persons with physical disabilities. It's commonly known as Appendix E of the Elevator Safety Code. Right now, it's currently a non-mandatory requirement. However, there are a lot of building owners and managers that are going the route of upgrading their elevators to comply with these requirements. It opens up their leasing to a wider range of prospective tenants, and in addition to that, what's wrong with helping our fellow individuals that may be not quite as fortunate as ourselves? We're not going to attempt to cover all the requirements of Appendix E in this short video. However, let's take some of the items and just talk about them individually. First of all, there are definite requirements for how buttons on elevator car operating panels have to be laid out. For instance, the maximum height for the top row of buttons on an elevator car station, if you're going to comply with Appendix E, is 1,370 millimeters, and the minimum height for the bottom row is 890 millimeters. So when you're laying out your car stations, you have to make sure that you contain your buttons within those two boundaries, otherwise you're not going to meet the requirements of barrier-free access. This is an important item to consider when you're modernizing elevators, and quite frankly, that's what consultants are paid to do. We help you plan properly. Part of Appendix E has to do with handrails inside of elevator cars. You have to have handrails on all non-access walls. Now, by that we mean that if you have an elevator that only has front doors on it, you have to have handrails on the side walls and on the rear wall. There are clear-cut specifications for the height of those handrails. The handrails have to fall within 800 to 920 millimeters in height. On top of that, you have to have a certain amount of space behind them so that people can get a good grip on that handrail. Another important item to consider when you're laying out your car stations is the fact that you're going to require Braille tactile plates beside each elevator car push button. Now that's obviously there so that people that are visually impaired can find out the Braille number that's on there and know which button they're pushing. Appendix E also does specify certain requirements for the size of numbers for indicators. The indicators in question, of course, would be the car position indicator that shows which floor the elevator is on, and the hall position indicator, which is usually located at the main lobby and shows which floor the elevator is actually traveling to. Appendix E does specify a certain height for those numbers, certain size of them, so that they're easily visible. For office building applications, most office buildings have elevators that are equipped with what we call hall lanterns. Hall lanterns are those up and down indicators that are on individual floors in front of certain elevators that show whether the car is traveling up or down in response to your hall call. And basically what it boils down to is when you're standing at the hall button and you've registered your call and the elevator answers your call, you have to be able to tell just by looking at the side of the elevator as to whether or not it's going up or down. In other words, you don't have to walk over and stand in front of the elevator to see whether the arrow is pointing up or down. There is a special design of hall lanterns that's used to meet this requirement of Appendix E, and basically what it does is it incorporates small arrows on the side of the fixture so that you get that side viewing angle. Again, another important point that you want to incorporate for your designs. Appendix E is a very comprehensive document. There's no way that in the time available in a short video like this that we can address all the points in Appendix E. What I attempted to do was to hit the high points and stimulate your interest. If you are planning an upgrade of your elevators, whether it's fixtures, a full control modernization, or whatever, you really should be taking into account the requirements of Appendix E. As elevator consultants, that's our business. We're here to help you. Give us a call at Solucore Inc. We'd be glad to help you out.